several big names for the Auburn Tigers outside of Juju Lewis. And of course, he is the biggest name. But Daryl Johnson, the linebacker that's committed to Alabama, Eric Winters, the safety from Enterprise that Auburn seems to be kind of narrowing in on. It seemed like it was an Auburn-Georgia race. Georgia thinks Auburn's kind of the leader now, it sounds like, which is a great situation to be in. Ton of commits for the Tigers that are already here. Herbert Scroggins, a Savannah, Georgia kid, an edge rusher that is listed all over the place as far as heights and weights and all of that based off where you look. But he might be on commit watch this weekend. There's a ton of names to look at here, Daryl.
Yeah, very intrigued by Duke Johnson, Daryl Johnson, the linebacker that's very athletic, that's committed to Alabama. A four-star kid, but very, very much a fast riser. He's a kid that could get, higher ranked as these things come out. Eric Winters is a safety. Auburn talks about the secondary right now. Auburn's heavy on corner commits, not too many safeties. I think the DS kid that committed last week could play safety, so that's one. But you want to get a couple more safeties. And Winters is really good, and he's from Enterprise, like you mentioned. Auburn staff very high on him. The Scroggins kid has kind of emerged from Savannah. The edge has some edge size, a frame that could really fill out when you look at his length and his height. So that's one that's interesting. And then the tight end that you didn't mention, the Hollis Davidson kid that decommitted from Auburn, could get back in the boat, especially with a good visit. We see that happen a lot. There's a running back that's coming from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Dwayne Morris, committed to USC. Yep.
And that's interesting because Auburn's looking at some running backs and trying to fill out definitely need to take 2 running backs in this class at least. So it's a really nice hybrid. And this is what I love about of 8 visitors like this. I think there's 4 kids that are coming that are already committed, and there's 4 kids that are not committed. And I think that mixture is what you like to see, because the kids that are committed already, you want them to interact, talk to, hype up, get to know, fellowship with the kids that are not. It's a very good, really good recruiting tactic besides the coaches. Let the players recruit. And when you got 4 kids that are already committed that are coming back on campus, use them. Them.
And it looks like it's 5, Daryl. It looks like it's 5. I'm looking at the 247 list. It may be different elsewhere, but Jacaleb Falk, Devin Williams, Carday Smith, Ryan G, and Dante Core.
You're right.
But you're totally on it, though. I mean, Ryan G told Brian mentioned this on the show yesterday, where he saw him this weekend. He's like, yeah, I'm taking my official so I can talk to Juju. And I mean, that's, all of this is strategic. All of this is happening for a reason.
Yeah, it is. I love that. I love the combination of that. I love the mixture. And again, kids recruit kids. I mean, Walker White did a phenomenal job about that. And before him, Damari Alston, to me, set the standard. That joker was a really good beacon and ambassador for Auburn and how he brought kids into the fold. So he did a much better job recruiting than Brian Harsin did. Let's just call a spade a spade. He did.
Question.
Yeah, he should have gotten some award. Yeah, when they get those recruiting awards or whatever. So I think that's a trend that will continue. Very excited about this weekend. I think that Auburn could see a couple names pop. I think there's a couple kids on recruit watch that we could see Sunday, Saturday, go ahead and pop and pick up a couple more like they did last weekend. Just an exciting time as you're starting to build up, and a very crucial time, as you mentioned, as we're getting closer and closer to that window but Auburn's, I think, and I'd have to go back and double check, but where they are now with numbers is in a good spot compared to where they were last year as far as how many kids they have committed already. And so this class, we talked about it last year. Everyone said, the 2024 class is going to be good. Wait till the 2025 class. And yeah, it's kind of bearing out that way.
Yeah. I mean, this is normally like the time where Auburn has like 5 or 6 dudes, it seems like, and there's several other folks that are in kind of double digits, and that's where Auburn is now. So they're 9th on 3 with 14 total commits, and everyone in front of them has around 14 total commits with the exception of Notre Dame. They have 21. But outside of that, like normally Auburn is sitting in like 20-ish, and it's like, well, once they fill their class out, they'll shoot up.
Right,
And
right.
and now they're keeping pace with everybody else, which is, I don't know, it's almost weird to see, honestly.
It's why so many years I would look at those ratings with such a grain of salt, because like Tennessee would be number 3 in the country, and it's because they had like 24 recruits, but the average star ranking was 3.
Right.
And you're like, okay, that's a little bit, that's a little bit misleading. Auburn is getting quality and quantity, and they're getting position of need. And so, listen, when this class fills out and you start getting a couple running backs and you get the quarterback, and it gets to possibly be a top 5 class, what a tremendous. And then think about, it remains to be seen, but I'm very high on this portal class who Auburn brought in with the, wide receivers and along the defensive line. I think it's a nice mixture. And I think that combined with another year under the belt is going to be really, really neat to watch the growth of this program.
I think so too, man. I think so too. So yeah, there's a lot to like. And Auburn's average commit rating went down with Diaz because he was like unrated a few weeks ago, but that will change. Like, he will shoot up rankings. He's too good not to. I just don't believe
Absolutely.
it. They folks just weren't aware of him until this coaching staff kind of uncovered him, and that's what you need. That's what you need. And I talked about this with Brian yesterday, but just the balance of, yes, let's go and get the guys that everybody wants. Clearly that's important. But let's also be first to some of these guys. Bryce Kane was kind of the biggest one like that in last year's class. It seems like Diaz is going to be that guy this year. Maybe it's just dude's named Bryce. I don't know. But all in all, like, I think it's just a good situation to be in. The staff gets both sides of that, which is encouraging. There's no question about it.